Hey, welcome to the channel, hope you're doing great today. If you're new here, I'm so excited to share this story with you. Grab a cup of coffee or tea, and let's jump right into it. So, I remember the first time I ever had to speak English, and trust me, it wasn't easy. I was nervous, I didn't know much, and I wasn't sure if I could even string a sentence together. But somehow, I managed to get through it, and I learned a lot from that experience. I thought I'd share the whole journey with you today. Let me take you back to that moment. It was one of those days when I had to do something out of my comfort zone, talking in English. Now, at that point, I didn't really know much of the language. I could understand some words, but when it came to speaking I froze up. It was a big deal because I had to speak to Mr. Smith, the manager at my new job. The last time I spoke to him, I said, "Hello Mr. Smith," and basically died inside. I was that nervous, but this time, I knew I had to take it to the next level. So here I am, standing in front of him, with a bunch of thoughts running through my head, wondering how I would survive the conversation. And then, he said, "Good morning, how are you today?" In that moment, I had two choices: stick to what I knew, or push myself out of my comfort zone. I went with the second option. "Good morning, Mr. Smith. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you today?" He smiled, which was a huge relief for me. But, what did I learn from that? Simple. You can start small. You don't need to know everything. Just know enough to say what you need to, and people will appreciate it. Let's break this down. Casual, "Hey, how's life treating you?" Formal, "Good morning Mr. Smith, how are you today? It's a pleasure to meet you." Now, let's say the person responds to your, "How's life treating you?" with something like, "Life's going good." You can reply casually like, "Oh, that's great. I'm happy to hear that." But if they say, "Life isn't going so well," you could reply, casual, "Oh no, I'm really sorry to hear that. Is everything okay?" Formal, "I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things improve for you soon." I also remember getting caught up in my thoughts when someone said life wasn't great. It's tricky, right? But the key is how you respond with understanding and care. What's your plan for today? That's a simple question, but I wasn't sure how to answer it at first. I remember saying, casual, "I'm just going to chill for the day." Formal, "I'm planning to catch up on some work and then relax later." When they reply to you, they might say something like, casual, "Yeah, I have a busy day ahead." Formal, "I have a few meetings scheduled, but I'm looking forward to the day." Now, during any conversation, there are those little phrases we use that make us sound more natural. For example, when agreeing, I'd say, casual, "Yeah, totally." Or, exactly. Formal, "I completely agree." But, when you're surprised, try, casual, "No way. That's amazing." Formal, "I'm quite impressed." And when you disagree, instead of just saying, "No," you can be a bit more polite. Casual, "I see what you mean, but I don't think that's quite right." Formal, "I understand your point, but I have a different perspective." These little phrases go a long way in making your conversation sound more natural and fluid. And before you know it, the conversation starts wrapping up, and you've made it through. The goodbyes are always important, and you should know a few ways to say them. Casual, "All right, see you later." Or, "Take care." Formal, "It was a pleasure speaking with you, take care." By the end of that conversation, I realized something huge. The more I practiced, the more comfortable I became. And that's all it takes, honestly, just a little bit of practice and not being afraid to make mistakes. We all have to start somewhere, and you don't have to know everything all at once. Just focus on the basics, keep trying, and you'll get there. So, that's it. That's how I managed to speak in English for the first time without knowing much. It wasn't easy, but looking back, I'm so glad I did it. And if you're just starting out, trust me, you can totally do this too. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment below about your first time speaking in English. I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, take care and keep practicing. You got this.